Wait until I get my notification. All right. There we go. All right, y'all. Well, welcome back to Water Cooler Wednesday to all of our Opus family. So, my name is Kayla Rowe. I am the client account consultant here at Opus. We are looking forward to this new series. So today is the third installment of Water Cooler Wednesday on all of our social media. We're going to talk about streamlining in your business and some of the things that our small and medium-sized business customers have looked at, some of the things that have helped them, some of my personal things that have helped me. Prior to coming to Opus, I went through some changes. I left a corporate job, worked on my own small business side hustle, which is where TJ came in and helped me with a lot of streamlining my business itself. So we're going to walk through some of that today and then kind of go from there. So we would love for you guys to, any feedback, anything that you guys want to talk about on Water Cooler Wednesday, I would love to hear it. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm excited about February and as we continue to move forward. As we do, please like us on social media. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even our YouTube channel. Here in 2023, we talked about goals last week, and in 2023, we really are going to help build a robust YouTube for all of our Opus management followers, and then also on our social media as we have launched our design and marketing branch. So let's hop into streamlining and kind of talk about some of that. At the beginning of last year, I went through a lot of changes and in my personal life. And as I did, I really wanted to work on my side hustle, as I think a lot of us did, right? The business world has changed drastically, not only in the last 20 years, but really in the last 3 years, right? There's a lot of different things with remote work, with with carrying cell phones with you. The cell phone itself is in and of its own distraction. Working remotely, working from home with your kids, working with pets, you've got deliveries coming in. Distractions that were never part of being in the office have really changed what the landscape looks like today. So as I started venturing down my side business hustle, TJ and I were talking, and TJ is our COO here at Opus Management. And he actually encouraged me to really do a time analysis of where I was spending most of my time, because I felt like I was running out of hours in the day, no matter how long I was up, no matter how long I was going. And with that, it was really hard for me to get the things done that I actually needed to do in order to generate income, which then just made it more stressful, which then just made me, lose sleep. I was trying to figure out social media sites and hashtags and SEOs and building a website and all of these things that really were dragging my time out. And the other piece I found too was that I had 2 people that were taking custom orders from me, and every time that they would bring me an order, there was never enough information. I didn't always have everything because I didn't have anything physically written down to take orders on. I was just kind of winging things and had been doing it for several years, but to get serious and really get focused, I needed to streamline that piece of the business and take that time out of all of the follow-up and chasing down, who it was for and what it was going to be. And so with that, we started looking at where I spent my time. And there was a couple of questions that I really started to dig in and ask myself. And I think any business owner should, especially the small business owners right now. What are the tasks that you're doing repeatedly over and over again? You find yourself sitting down in the morning and you're just the same thing over and over and over again. What are those things? What does that look like? what do you find that's really tedious during your day? So every day we have these tedious little tasks that we have to do or feel like we have to do, and they aren't really generating anything that drives your business. So what are those things? Now, what are the pieces that are the most time consuming? And maybe they aren't the things that are productive, but they are the most time consuming. I can tell you, for me, it was chasing down these customers and their orders or chasing down my sister and getting more details and having to wait on her to talk to her, whoever it was ordering through her, and find out the specifics because they didn't think those things through. Also, do you have things that are happening in your business that require multiple people to handle them, right? So are you constantly finding yourself working on a Word document, emailing it over to your partner or to, an accountant or something like that? Heck, and even Excel files too. But are you constantly going back and forth and creating the new document and editing it, and then you send it off, and then you have to create another one, and you have to create another, and it just gets tedious, and it's too many people and too many hands, and it's gone too many places. And what if I sent it to my sister and then she sent it to somebody else, and I don't ever get back the updated copy? Now I've got so many copies, I don't know what to do with. That's kind of a problem too, right? And I think a lot of us see that in our small businesses, our medium businesses, things that we really haven't automated a lot of things in. And then finally, the fifth question that we really looked at is, what were some of the things that we could outsource? Like, what could I take and outsource to maybe somebody that's got the time to do it? Spend a little bit of money to make me more money. So as we walked into this, we really started to break down what I needed to do to fry some of these bigger fish. And, the first thing was, I felt like if I didn't have a presence on social media, and I mean all the social medias, I wasn't going to thrive. The business wasn't going to thrive. I got too into trying to help everybody. So really narrowing down, what I was doing and where my focus was, really deciding what was my brand going to be and what was the value that I wanted to create for people. And so we worked on that, and that made so many other things easier. To juggle all of my social media apps, I started looking into a platform, right? There are tons of platforms out there. There's a couple of them that you can get a free trial. Some of them you have to pay for. Sprout Social is one that we use here at Opus. It works great. It helps you to manage all of your accounts and what's being posted, and you can see it. For the Pinterest side, Tailwind does something where you can try it for free and upgrade. Everybody, I feel like, has got a free trial, and then the upgrade where you can pay for it. But if you find the value in it and you pay that money and it takes off, several hours out of your time, it's well worth it. Spending that little bit of money on something that manages your social media really can help you, because then you're not trying to figure out, where do I post this and when do I post, and looking at the analytic piece for it. So getting one of those. So not only did I find something that helped me manage all of my platforms in one place where I could see it and I could see what was being posted. I was getting reports back on what was working. I could repost things that engaged very well with my audience. I also found Canva, and I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of Canva, but if you haven't, Canva was a great site for me because I was able to create my brand. I was able to decide on colors. I was able to decide on my logo. I was able to decide on my fonts, and I could follow the same kind of template across all of my posts. So that way, when my customers and when my social media following, when my community started to see it, they knew. It started to click after a while, right? Like they would see it. And I was producing the same kind of branded content in across all of my platforms. So I wasn't big about wanting to have the same post on Facebook as Instagram, as Pinterest, as Twitter. Not that I use Twitter, but I was very big about, I didn't want to see the same thing everywhere. And so being able to manage that in one place and being able to manage different ones really helped with the Canva piece. So finding these tools has been big. The next piece of that was, picking up a virtual assistant. So the little things that they can help you maintain to streamline your business was huge, right? So going through the emails that I got every day, getting rid of the junk mail, helping to to listen to the voicemails that are getting left, and give me a breakdown of, okay, what's important. And there was a little legwork in the beginning, right? Had to make sure that I was getting the most for my money, and they were taking care of the things that I didn't necessarily need, like generating reports, the voicemail, and then my email management. That just helped, across the board, the little things. I didn't want to sit down at my desk and get into email and get dragged down a rabbit hole. Making sure that I answered everybody back and getting stuck on things. Having that virtual assistant that could help maintain and keep me on track with my schedule of what was coming through my email, really helped to cut that time down. And as I looked into it, I found, I could hire for an hourly rate. So just as needed. I could pay just a flat rate that was based on the time and material that they used and how long they spent on my business, or, which I really like, is packages, right? So I could buy a package for a specific amount of time for the month or whatever it was, and continue with that. So really, there's a lot of virtual assistants out there. They can help you with a lot of things. There's a lot of information that, a Google search, a Pinterest search, something like that can come up with and really help you through that. So finding somebody to help you in the areas that you aren't as strong in can exponentially build your business. It's just realizing what it is that is your weakness and getting help with that. And let me tell you, emails and keeping that stuff organized is totally my weakness. I have to flag it and put it on to-do lists to make sure it gets done. And especially once you get past having a full-time job, having a side hustle, and also, managing the home and children. Scheduling meetings can be another piece that can get out of hand. So for Opus, we use Calendly right now. It is a great collaborative option for you. I basically go to set up meetings, whether we're doing sales demos or we're doing a consultation or setting up the year-end meetings to just do a pulse check on the businesses that are our customers. I can send one link, and then it's at the customer's will to schedule it. It links into not only my calendar, but anybody that I've added on to that link. So I will schedule one that has myself and my IT coordinator on it. I can schedule them with myself and TJ, who's the COO, or Tim, the CEO here at Opus. And we can really have that time that we're not going back and forth. And I'm not spending 30 minutes trying to find a time that works for me and works for TJ and works for Tim and works for the client all at once. It blocks off the time, looks at my calendar. It says, okay, I can schedule time for Kayla between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then I have my blocks in there that I have to have in there. So I have a 4 o'clock block, pick my daughter up from the bus. And, that time's blocked off every day. Can't schedule a meeting during that time. And then if you need to give yourself some cushion on either side, it will allow you to give that cushion. So when I have to do a demo of our ERP, I generally give myself a 15-minute cushion on either side of that meeting. That way, once it's scheduled, I've got 15 minutes before to prepare, and I've got a 15-minute cushion afterwards that actually gives me, it'll give me that little bit of carryover so that we tend to run long. I like to talk, and I really love getting to know our customers or potential customers. With that, depending on the size of your business, a lot of people, haven't looked into an ERP. So an ERP is your enterprise resource planning, and basically what you're looking at is streamlining a lot of your processes and a lot of your accounting. So we're going to look, you can look at if you're manufacturing, you can look at your supply chain, you can, wrap up your inventory and your shipping. You can even add your customer relationship management in there. So we not only, Acumatica is probably our favorite here at Opus, just because we offer it is a cloud-based ERP, and it really fits a lot of needs for a lot of companies. We have several big clients that use it and are absolutely loving it. There's a lot of low code, no code report generation that you can, or reports that you can generate and customize to your business and what you want. And it really will help. And as you're building that out, as you're going from, if you're gonna use the retail commerce side, it can wrap into your Shopify account. It can wrap into your if you use one of the other platforms, right? So we've got 2 or 3 other shopping platforms on the internet that it will allow you to integrate into, and Acumatica will pull that data, put it into your ERP, where you can go from sales order. You can create a purchase order if you need to create a purchase order as well, and just continue all the way through until you're invoicing. And during those stages, you can send information to your client. You can send them an email with an update that tells them where their order is at, when it's shipping. It can send tracking information, all of that information, just to create a better experience for your customer. In turn, with building a better customer experience, that does help build your brand loyalty. And we know this day and age, loyalty is something that is highly sought after and something that we all strive for. So the more things in your system that you can kind of automate and go through and create a centralized location for, so that your team is not having to go to 50 different websites to find things, is amazing. We here at Opus, we run on Microsoft. Microsoft 365, Microsoft Office, whichever it by, really and truly allows us to have everything integrated. Our home base is Tiffin, Ohio. I really like to call it Tifton. I don't know why I want to add a T to it. I think it's just the way I talk being here in Texas. But I'm down south of Houston, and on the coast in Texas. So SharePoint and Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Office specifically, have allowed me to be able to work as if I'm in the office. We have an entirely built out SharePoint site that functions as our document central. It allows us to collaborate on things without having to send them and email them back and forth. So I can create, whether it's a document in Word or Excel, I can add it onto SharePoint, and then I can get on a Teams meeting and we can walk through the documents, or I can send it over to TJ and he and I can work through that and really build on it in one place without, let me work on it and then email it over, and then you work on it and you email it back and back and forth and continue to create all of these crazy ones. So if you haven't looked at SharePoint and your business is growing, it's definitely one of the pieces that I feel like is really underutilized. If you decide to go with SharePoint, we do all of the training, and we even can help build out a custom HR system for you that essentially will go from recruiting all the way through onboarding and maintaining employee records, and even a little bit of a CYA in there, because it will track when the records are changed, who changed them, things like that. So helps you in the long run as things are getting changed around. The last piece that probably comes out of Microsoft that might be my favorite, I was old school and loved to write in spiral notebooks, and OneNote is part of Microsoft 365. OneNote's probably my favorite. It's essentially my virtual notebook, and I have it on my computer. It's currently up on my computer with my outline talking points for today's Water Cooler Wednesday, and I can follow along in this. I can make notes. I can add pictures. I have different notebooks. So all of my projects that I manage here on a day-to-day basis, all that information is in there. And adding the different pages, I can add tables, I can add the links.